So my first video back is going to be a short story about a dream that I've been having. It's a recurring dream, and I figured that I would make like kind of a little series out of the dreams I have because some of them are a little bit strange. And you know I love my horror, so hopefully you guys, if you like horror, you will be a fan. And let's start with number one, which is called the Roadside Spectre. Let's begin. The road twisted and turned like a living thing. It was carved into landscape over centuries. I knew this stretch well. To my right, the sea stretched out in a deep, brooding blue-grey, reflecting the bruised clouds above. The horizon was dotted with hills and mountains that jutted into the water like jagged teeth, a raw and ancient beauty. Below, rusted mining tracks disappeared beneath the road and reappeared, snaking up into the hills where castle ruins clung to the cliffs like the last vestiges of forgotten power. It was the kind of view that made you feel small but not unwelcome, the kind of view that reminded you of your place in the world. And that's when I saw her. At first she was a shadow at the roadside, a hunched figure draped in black. Her cloak flapped in the sea wind. It was tattered and torn, and it looked old, blending in with the grey of the day. I slowed the car. No one should be out here alone, miles from anywhere. Pulling over, I grabbed my jacket and stepped out into the chill. The air was sharp, tinged with salt and something else. Something metallic. "Hey, are you alright?" I called as I approached. She was curled into herself, and her face was hidden in a shroud of black fabric. As I drew closer, she looked up at me. Her face was pale, too pale, like she'd been drained of blood. Her eyes, dark and glassy, didn't meet mine. They looked through me, almost beyond me. Her hand extended, trembling. It was raw, scratched, and smeared with blood. Instinctively, I took it, wrapped my hands around hers. Ice cold. Her skin was like a glacier, a deep cold that seemed to seep into my bones. "What happened to you?" I asked, my voice wavering. She didn't answer. Her lips trembled but formed no words. Her eyes stayed fixed on something behind me. A chill ran down my spine, raising the hairs on the back of my neck. I slowly turned. Dread pooled inside my stomach. The vista yawned out before me, unchanged. The sea, the shoreline, the hills, the road, everything was exactly as it should be. That was except for one thing. My car. It was gone. Panic bubbled up, a hot and frantic thing that was clawing at my insides. Where is my car? I stammered, spinning around. But the old woman was gone too. I stood there, my breath coming in sharp, shallow gasps. The wind howled around me, carrying whispers that I couldn't understand. The cliffs loomed higher now, the ruins darker. The mining tracks seemed to twist and writhe as though they were alive. And then I saw her again, at the edge of the cliff, impossibly far from where she had been. She stood tall now, her cloak billowing around her like black smoke. Her pale face stared down at me, a cruel smile spreading across her lips. She raised one hand and pointed, not at me, but to the sea. I followed her gesture, my legs moving without my consent. The cliff edge seemed closer with every step, the waves below crashing in rhythm that sounded like a heartbeat. My heartbeat. There, smashed against the rocks below, was my car. And inside it, slumped over the wheel, was me. I stumbled back, my chest tightening. A scream tore from my throat, but the wind swallowed it whole. When I looked back up, she was gone again. But the whispering never stopped. And that's what I dreamed. I hope you liked that. That was just one of like a tester story that I'm going to be doing. This is my mini tales, but I will be doing some longer things for spooky stories. I've always wanted to share some spooky stories and tell stories. I love like horror. I found some books the other day from when I was in like primary school, and I've been telling scary horror stories for so many years, and it's something that I know in my heart that I've really always enjoyed. So hopefully, even if maybe one person listens to these, I get to share them, then I really appreciate you listening. And I'll still do my other stuff, but this is kind of a passion project, so I hope you like it, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.